Hi everybody. So first, before I get into the second part of our Japanese lesson, since it's been 2 weeks, I'm gonna go ahead and review what we did 2 Mondays ago. Remember, just as introduction to the Japanese language. I spent many years studying Japanese, and a lot of the stuff that I'm showing you all, while this isn't a replacement for a Japanese course, it's kind of a lot of things that I wish I would have understood early. Sometimes when you learn a language, there are lessons that you learn that don't click until, 5, sometimes 10 years, 2 years later. So I'm kind of emphasizing the things that maybe don't necessarily click in elementary Japanese. So phonetics, we're just talking about sound, right? So Japanese, remember, it's a mora timed language. Remember, every sound hits on a beat. So a mora is a unit of pronunciation that can be thought of as a beat in Japanese, with a simple vowel sound counting as one mora and a long vowel or a vowel with a consonant sound counting as two morai. In Japanese, every syllable takes up the same amount of time. It's a rhythm pattern. Remember, each syllable takes up the same amount of time. Um, which is different than English, which is a stress timed language. And I don't know if you remember this example that I gave. I'll explain why English is a stress timed language. So let's look at these sentences. Dogs chase cats, right? Dogs chase cats. The dogs chase cats. The dogs will chase the cats. The dogs will be chasing the cats. It's the same rhythm. So English is a stress timed language. It doesn't matter how many more words or sounds we put in, we say it at the same rhythm. Here's another example. Um, Opportunity. It would be weird if you put the emphasis on another part. Opportunity. Opportunity, right? It's opportunity. There's a way to say it. There's a very specific stress that you're supposed to put on the word. There's many unspoken rules in English, but it's very weird if you put the stress on the wrong word. That's how you know it's a rule. For Japanese, there isn't stress on particular words. So, sumimasen, sumimasen. You hit them all the same. You don't lean into anything. There's not tones like there are in Chinese. There's not stress like there is in English. So, pronouncing words like kamera, which is a borrow word, kamera, right? They're all the exact same beat. Jump. This is just review. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Um, the tsu, this is in katakana, the character for tsu, the phonetic syllabary tsu. When it's small, it means it's a rest, right? It's a rest. So not pedo, it's pedo, pedo. These are just the phonetics and the unique sounds in Japanese. The only vowels are a, I, u, e, o. That's it. Don't overstress anything. These are all the vowel sounds that exist in Japanese. There's no a, there's no I, there's no with the u with the umlaut like that Chinese and German have. It's just a, I, u, e, o. That's it. This is the hiragana chart that I shared with you all before, the phonetic syllabary. It's a phonetic syllabary. Each letter, each syllabary is a sound on its own. The consonants do not exist by themselves, except for in the top left, we have right? Very easy to pronounce compared to other languages, right? A, I, U, E, O. Ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. I'm moving from right to left. Sa, shi, su, se, so. The ending, it always sounds the same. We have a couple irregular. Remember, there's no T sound, there's no tu sound. It's chi and tsu. So tachi, tsu, te, to. Nani, nu, ne, no. Ha, hi, hu, he, ho. The fu is somewhere between an F and an H. Fu. Mami, mu, me, mo. Ya, you, yo. There's no yi. There's no yeah. There's no yeeting in Japanese. There's no yi sound. Ya, you, yo. Rari, ru, re, ro. Wa and o. We and wei are not in modern Japanese. I don't know why that's there. Don't worry about it. We're going to talk about o in the second part of the lecture today. That's a special word. And then the one consonant that exists on its own. Mm. This is katakana, another phonetic syllabary that's exactly matching hiragana, except these are specifically for non-Japanese borrow words. If you remember the hiragana, it's much more curvilinear. This is kind of how you can differentiate the two uh, alphabets. I'll call them alphabets. Hiragana is more smooth, curves, curvaceous, curvilinear. Katakana is rectilinear. There's more sharp angles. That's kind of how you can determine the difference. So the three different alphabets in Japanese are kanji, which are Chinese characters. These are very complex symbols that represent ideas. Sometimes they're pictographic, sometimes they're not. Um, Hiragana and katakana are both phonetic syllabaries. Katakana is made just for non-Japanese borrow words. If you're serious about studying Japanese, the first thing you want to do is memorize hiragana. You can look up a hiragana chart on Google Images. You memorize these characters. This is the first step. You can use things like Duolingo, although I do believe apps like Duolingo are designed to have you keep using them. And I think it could keep you in a loop forever. That's not a shot against Duolingo, I'm just saying. Unique sounds in Japanese. Nihongo no dokutoku na hatsuon. The R, it's not like r, r, r. It's more like a D kind of. You lightly tap the upper gum ridge to the tip of your tongue. Ra, 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 ra. Not ra. They don't have that sound. Arigato. So pronouncing arigato. Ooh, it's not arigato. Arigato. I remember, I don't know if you remember the language joke that I told you. Why kanji is important. So in the middle here, we have the actual how you write arigato. So the ari, the kanji means to have or to hold or to exist. To comes from muzikashi, which means difficult. So difficult to exist. It's difficult to have this, to hold this. That's how you say thank you. But the way you say 10, there are 10 ants is ari is ant, ga is a particle modifier, and to means 10. So that's a little stupid language joke. It sounds exactly the same. Arigato, thank you, or arigato, there are 10 ants. That's why kanji is important. Other unique sounds, long sounds, they're called choon. It's when you extend a vowel. So Japanese pronunciation, the difficult parts isn't saying the sounds. All the sounds are easy to make. It's just it's rhythmic. So hitting the timing correctly, making sure everything is timing and spaced properly. And for long sounds, you want to make sure you say them long or they sound like a different word, right? So card, it's not kado, it's kado, kado, not kado, right? Tape is tape. And you'll always know it's a long sound when it's written, because in katakana, in borrow words, that dash just means make the vowel longer, right? Here's written in katakana. Sorry, in hiragana. So grandmother is oba-san, right? Long ah. But aunt is oba-san. Those are two completely different words, and they sound the same, but the only difference is it's not stress, it's length of time. It's not stress. It's not oba-san. It's oba-san versus oba-san. It's not stress. Oji-san is grandfather. Oji-san is uncle. So long vowel versus short vowel. Kite kudasai. Please come. Versus kite kudasai. Please listen. Hoshi, star or planet. Hoshi, to want. Ie is a house or home. Yeah, is how you say no. I had some long vowel practice. We went over that. We talked about double consonants. This is that rest thing, right? That break in between. But the way that you write this in Romaji, which are Roman characters, right? They're not. They don't just exist in English. They're in Spanish and French too. They're called Romaji in Japanese. Is you write the consonant twice. That signifies that there's a break. So it's not aka, it's akka. So when you see a double consonant, that signifies that there's a break. Zashi. So pronouncing these kako, which is past in the past, or kakko, which are brackets like parentheses. Nishi versus nishi. Right? We're just talking about phonetics and some of the irregular sounds that exist in Japanese. Kite versus kitte. compound sounds. I'm moving through this fast because it's just review. I'm following up with another lecture right after this. So ya, you, and yo, those ya sounds. Um, if you make the ya, you, and yo, if you write it smaller than normal, if you write it like half size, then you can connect it with another letter, another syllable, to create a unique sound. So if I put ki and ya next to each other, it just sounds like ki ya. But if I make that ya small, instead of ki ya, it becomes kya. That's how you get those sounds. If I want to say the sound sho, if I want to write that, it's actually she and yo together. She yo, make the yo smaller, sho. That's sho. That's how I get that sound. You don't have to commit any of this to memory. This is just something that can aid you while you're studying what you're learning about the sounds. Here's a chart for different combinations of sounds. So ki, ya, kya. Ki plus u is q. Ki plus yo is kyo. So on and so forth. Hiragana. All right, that's the review for this. Next is going to be a new lesson. I'll be a bit slower. I'm going to talk about grammar, sentence structure. We're going to do a list of 15 new vocab words, and you're going to learn how to put some sentences together, how to introduce yourself, and so on. All right, that's coming next.